Damn, talk about standing on your word, and they did. Welcome back to BrainFLoTv slash Hot Topics TV. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV slash BrainFLoTv. A Tennessee couple was transporting a whole lot of dope, and they got into a shootout with the police. And the police ended up taking both of them out. How much dope were they transporting? Where were they going with the dope? Where they got the dope from? And why did they choose to go out in a blaze of fire, glory, gunshots, than just surrender to the police? Let's get into it. So, a Tennessee couple was found transporting millions of dollars worth of cocaine, and they were killed in Texas on Thursday during a traffic stop and a shootout with law enforcement authorities. Edward and Elizabeth Stevenson, they were first identified through the undercover buys of illegal drugs. So the police had already set up a ring. They already did a couple of purchases, a couple of buys, and they already had their hooks in them. They already knew who they were. The Putnam County Sheriff Office said on Monday. So the undercover work allowed the investigators to get a search warrant for the Stevensons' home. The detectives, undercover, nearly a pound of suspected methamphetamine was found in their home. Then they also found fentanyl. Then they also found multiple firearms. Then they also found body armor and a whole lot of ammunition. During the search, detectives learned that they weren't even home. So they kicked the door in, went, searched, because they were knocking, nobody was answering. They have a warrant. This is Texas. They go in forcefully. They search the house. They found a bunch of stuff, but the couple was not home. So they did their due diligence research, and they found out that the Stevensons, who are married, were driving a semi-truck through Texas with illegal drugs, and they were armed. And both Edward and Elizabeth had made previous statements in public and online that they would die by suicide by cop if law enforcement ever attempted to stop them. We're out here getting a whole lot of money, making big moves, and if the police ever stops us, I promise you we're going out suicide by cop. Well, I don't know how you plan to do something like that, and you actually do it, but they did it. So detectives immediately alerted the Donnelly County Sheriff Office in Texas and Texas Department of Public Safety about the couple. They're armed. They're dangerous. They've made these statements before. We just left their house. We found a pound of methamphetamine. We found a bunch of other stuff, whole lot of guns and body armor and a whole lot of ammunition. And their manifesto is, if law enforcement runs up on them, they are going out in a blaze of glory. Suicide by cop. So when the deputies in Donnelly County tried to pull over the semi-truck, because they located them, and when the deputies tried to pull over the semi-truck, the couple continued to drive for several miles, refusing to pull over. Then they came to a stop, several miles down the road. Edward and Elizabeth, like the real-life Bonnie and Clyde, they exited their vehicles and they opened fire on the deputies and the troopers who were present. And of course, if you lead the police on several miles of them trying to pull you over, you can only imagine that there were more and more and more units responding to the truck, the semi that would not stop. So you probably have like 10 cars, 15 cars behind you. Everybody has a gun. They finally pull over, they jump out, they aim their guns at the troopers and the deputies, and they fire, pow, pow, pow. The Stevensons were killed during this shootout. Authorities then searched the couple's vehicle, the semi-truck, and lo and behold, they found 64 pounds of cocaine valued at an estimated 3.4 million US dollars. The sheriff's office said that the drugs appeared to be en route to Tennessee. Tennessee took a hard hit, so it's probably going to be a drought in Tennessee for a little while. 64 pounds of pure snow blow cocaine. $3.4 million worth. They weren't playing when they said they were doing big things. Now, Putnam County Sheriff Eddie Farris blamed open border policies that are making this much easier for Mexican cartel members and their associates to traffic illegal drugs into smaller communities across the border. Farris said that the cocaine that was seized from the Stevensons would likely have been mixed with fentanyl before being sold to individuals. I don't know how he knows that. Real cocaine dealers don't mix their coke with fentanyl. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm guessing, because fentanyl is a whole different drug from coke. And you don't want to take a sniff and then you die. You don't want to kill your customers. You want them coming back. Anyhow, the sheriff thanked the community members for calling in with anonymous tips about the couple. So the neighborhood was snitching on them already anyways. And they're asking anybody, if you think you see anything suspicious happening, please give the police, your local law enforcement authorities, a call. Right? Now, as far as why they went out by suicide, let me tell you something. Everybody knows this to be real. You can get into a deal with cartel members, but they are ruthless. When you lose that load, you will have to pay. If you don't go to prison for a long time behind their coke, 64 pounds, 3.4 million US dollars worth of it, if you don't go to prison for years upon years, oh yeah, they're more than likely going to kill you, because that means you probably were working with some law enforcement official, or it means that you ran off on the plug. You stole their dope and you out here making money off that dope yourself. So, and they always have a way to get to you. I mean, they send killers across the border all the time. If you keep watching these prison movies, not movies, but documentaries, you will see that in the United States of America prisons, you have a lot of cartel hitmen who came here just to do the dirt, and then they got caught. And it's like they didn't even mind getting caught, because the cartel sent me on a mission, and I accomplished my mission. I took his head off, and then now I got to do time in prison, right? Even the killers are under stress and duress, because when they get hit with the mission and they fail, their families in Mexico have to pay for it. So it's a dangerous game. You meet somebody across the border who says, hey, I got a way for you to make a whole lot of money. Take this cocaine and deliver it to blah, 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 and you actually do it. I'm thinking the Stevensons as a couple, they've done this a couple of times before, and they've made some good money, and then they decided, you know, I'm not going to prison behind this. This is 64 pounds of cocaine you're going to prison for a long time. I don't have time to be doing no decades in prison. So I'm going out in a blaze of glory, shooting at the police while the police shoots back at me. And that's exactly what they did. More power to them. They went out the way they wanted to go out. But y'all be careful out there. I'll hit y'all on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV / BrainFLoTv. You already know. If the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.